Good day everyone, hope you're doing alright. I'm sure you've seen this video by now. Rust skins peaking in the summer. The summer of 2024 to be precise. But if you haven't seen it, I'll give you a quick brief run through. Basically, as we take a look at the player counts right now, you'll see that we're doing very good numbers. The summer has kicked off and it is doing very, very well. With the likes of the June Forcewipe, we had at one point over 175,000 people playing. If we do a little comparison to the likes of June 2023, we only reached up to just about 162,000. So, yeah, it's looking pretty good. Now, if we could go back to the likes of the actual month as a whole, during all of that month, on average, we almost had 92,000 average player count. That is absolutely ridiculous. So why are so many people playing at the moment? Well, kids are out of school, summer vacation, simple as that. Or at least in North America at the moment. With next month, all the European kids will follow suit. And with that, potentially, even more people playing at the exact same time. So at one point last year, during the likes of July 2023, we basically had an average player count of 96,000. And that was awesome, fun, great. With that, you should understand that with loads of people playing the game, leads to much more demand for Rust skins, which of course leads to much better prices for Rust skins, all-time highs potentially. And that is essentially what we covered. We pointed out many skins from notable collections such as Forest Raiders, Whiteout's collection, and of course Blackout as well. Many skins are doing ever so nicely at the moment. It is a clear indicator that it's probably a very good time to consider selling your Rust skins. That was the final point that we reached up to, and it's in this video that we will go ahead and start considering what skins will we probably want to sell. Now, I can't show you every single skin that exists in Rust. That's insane. But what I can show you is I've made considerations in selling certain skins. So I'll show you my thought process in wanting to sell certain skins, and I'm pretty sure, based on what I've said, you can learn from that and apply that to your own inventories, and then consider, do I want to sell my skins now? Or, maybe certain skins I probably want to hold on to for a little bit longer, or maybe I just want to hold on to something for maybe another year or so. Does that make sense? Okay, sit back and relax. Let's get started. Right then, so what's the first thing we need to be aware of? Please understand this. Technically speaking, there is a deadline. Yes, you'll want to sell your skins before a certain period of time. What's that? Well, as I show you this once again with the likes of these 2 months, we had an average player count of over 90,000 for both of these 2 months. But just 2 months later, September 2023, where did everybody go? Well, I'm sorry to say, but the summer doesn't last forever. And of course, all those students have to go back to school. So that leads to less people playing the game, less demand for skins, less skins get sold, lower skin prices. You will want to sell your skins during this period of time before we even get close to September. Less people will be playing. Demand will drop. Prices will go down. Sell when things are nice and hot, selling like hotcakes, I guess you could say, because of course demand is strong at the moment. Grab those sweet, delicious profits whilst you can, because they ain't going to be there forever. And you can even think further ahead. Think like this as well. If you sell your skins when they're at potentially all-time highs, wait it out a little bit. Here's an interesting detail to inform all of you of. It's usually at some point in October where we will see skins at their lowest point. Compared to the rest of the year, it's usually October where it's at its lowest point. Okay? So if you have all that sweet, delicious profit just sticking around, maybe it's a perfect time to jump back in, grab those skins that you sold, and you'll be buying them for a much cheaper price. And you could potentially go even, buy even more if you want to. And when you have all those skins, just wait it out, because from then on, prices can only improve, and that's exactly what tends to happen. They rise, 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 rise. And it's usually, once we have the Christmas period of time, where, of course, kids are out of school, people aren't working as much, more time to play Rust, we get very nice average player counts all over again. Demand for skins rises up, and, of course, prices improve all over again. It's a routine thing that happens every single year. Loads of people playing, prices improve. Hardly any people playing, prices go down. Everybody returns, prices improve. Everybody disappears again, prices go down. It's not too hard to comprehend, I'm sure. Right then. So, now you understand some form of strategy. Shall we actually go ahead, take a look at certain skins that I've tried to sell recently, and basically, by explaining what I was thinking, you could apply that to all the skins in your own inventories, and then you'll probably figure out if you want to sell certain skins or not. Does that make sense? Cool. Right, so let's just get this established. I have a lot of skins. I don't mean to brag, but it's also a bit of a problem. I want to sell during this lovely period of time, but I've got a lot of work to do, don't I? So I'm always thinking about whether I want to sell certain skins during the likes of these periods of time. And as you can see, I have almost 40,000 skins on just the main account here. I do have several accounts, so let's just show you this. I have to point out, certain accounts here, a good few months back, they had only like a few $100s at best. And this is one of them over here. This account has been doing the work, and it has been selling lots and lots and lots of skins, and it still has a whole bunch of listings here. So, as you can see, I've looked at all of these skins recently, and I've made the consideration of, yep, you know what, I'm perfectly happy to go ahead and sell them. And I'm not joking, just a couple months back, that only had about £200. That's my currency. Now it has almost 1,700, which is close to about $2,000. I have been selling and selling and selling, and well, it's working. So, what I want to do now is go over to the likes of this account, and I'll show you some of my recent listings that I've made, and I'm going to explain my thought process and why I did it, and why I decided not to sell certain other skins. So let's go to my inventory, and I want to bring up the likes of the Thundergold collection, because I'm sure many of you are well aware, with the likes of this year, we've been seeing quite a lot of these skins, haven't we? And we've had a lot of anticipation for them. So, here we have the Thundergold collection right there. And it's quite unlucky that we never did see the likes of the hoodie and pants being accepted. But regardless, these have been doing very nicely, haven't they? Oh yeah. Now, there's probably a very good reason as to why. So if we quickly remind you of the likes of this video here, I pointed out whiteout skins. Yeah, they're doing really good, aren't they? So let's just quickly throw you the context out for the likes of this. If I quickly show you the likes of whiteout skins, I can point out and sit here and say that they are currently doing absolutely insane prices. They keep getting bought out. Awesome. Cool. Not everybody can afford that right now, can they? No. But they will look for alternative options. So I was looking at the likes of my Thundergold SARS. Whilst I don't have a lot of them on this account, I do have like another 50, 60 on another account. So I thought about, that's done 16 sales today. I looked and saw how many listings there were. Well, there's 11 now. There's hardly anything there. Huh. I thought to myself, why don't I test the waters? I own quite a lot of these. I can afford to sell maybe 2 or 3 of them and see how quick they sell and make a consideration of, well, maybe I might want to wait it out a little bit longer, and then I can see if I can sell these for a higher price, because if they're still selling reasonable amounts but there's hardly any listings, they very likely could be reaching and achieving even higher prices. So why can I see so many of these right now? I have Steam Inventory Helper. It's an extension that allows me to see a lot more listings and, of course, buy orders. And as you can see to the left, it's very thin, and it can easily rise up to potentially $7 if the demand is strong enough. So, I also want to quickly show off the likes of its sales history, and as you can see, it's been trending upwards ever so nicely. A lot of Thundergold skins have behaved exactly like this, most likely due to the fact that with the likes of Whiteout performing very, very well at the moment, people have looked for alternatives. But you might not notice a Whiteout SAR there. I'll explain a little bit in a second. So, I've also made comparisons to questioning if I want to jump in and sell the likes of my road sign kilt. We have a very strong comparison with the likes of the whiteout kilt over here. And as I've said, this has been selling very, very well. It's achieving much better prices as of recent, and it's achieved a new all-time high price very, very, very recently. It just keeps going up and up and up and up. But if this keeps going up and up and up and up, you shouldn't be surprised to see something like this with hardly any resistance, very thin numbers, right? It could easily rise up in price if there's demand. What do you reckon's happened? Well, this has just been going up and up and up and up as well. People have had to look for cheaper options because they can't afford whiteout anymore. And Thundergold in itself has also had that lovely period of anticipation where we were very hopeful of potentially seeing Hoodie and Pants. Whilst that still has not yet happened, unfortunately, it's still been doing ever so good. Alright? So looking at that, noticing how whiteout just keeps going up and up and up, noticing how this just keeps going up and up and up and up, I thought to myself, well, you know what? Maybe we will see the Hoodie and Pants at some point in the future. And if we don't, still, it looks like this is just going to keep rising and rising and rising. I don't need to sell right now, do I? So I decided that, you know what? Maybe I'll just wait it out. This is where I came to the conclusion of it's probably better to just maybe wait another year and see what it looks like then. Because have you seen with the likes with the Whiteout collection? It keeps doing better every year. maybe it's worth giving it a shot, waiting it out just a little bit longer. Cool. But with the likes of the SAR, I listed just 2 or 3, and I've sold, like, if I go to here, I think I've sold another one now. Yep, there you go, yep. And I've been keeping track of how long that takes, and I've tested the waters. I think that very likely could be reaching up to potentially $6 to $7 at some point. Maybe I'm better off waiting until July, when potentially even more people will be playing, and then I consider selling lots more. Because as I said, it was only 2 to 3, and I'm fine with the results from what I'm looking at. Cool. Okay, so with the likes of Thundergold collection, you might notice that we also have the likes of the AK here, and let me just quickly establish this with the likes of you. Semi-automatic rifle skins and AK-47 skins, they don't do a very good job of retaining their value. So if I just quickly showcase to you all the SAR skins that are accepted in the past 2 years, you might notice that we've got 12 so far this year and 24 so far this year, last year. Only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of these skins are currently in the positive. 6 out of 36. Yeah. Now, earlier this year, pretty much only 2 SAR skins were in the positive, and all the other ones were in the negative. Thundergold SAR was one of those skins that was in the positive. Throughout all of this year, this has been in a positive. It probably didn't sell that much. That probably helped it out. But we do have a counterpart, which would be the likes of the Comic SAR, which is just down over here. Comic SAR, where are you? Yeah. That's now pushing up to $20. What? I'm even surprised by that. Whoa. So, yeah. People are looking for cheaper alternatives. That's only got 18 listings. Doesn't surprise me that that's just been climbing up higher and higher and higher as well. Whoa, look at that steep climb. So, yeah, we've basically made a point that people will look for budget alternatives. But Thundergold, with its design and whatnot, it's still very cool by itself. So, now I want to bring up AK-47s, assault rifles. I looked at this, I looked at the Thundergold, and I was thinking, do I want to rush into selling this at any point? Because when you look at all the AK-47 skins, you might notice that out of all the skins that came out this year, only one of them's in the positive, Thundergold. And when I look at last year, out of all the skins that are accepted throughout all of that year, only Abyss and the Kiss AR are currently positive there. In general, we get tons of AK-47 skins, and in general, the vast majority do not retain their value very well. But the Thundergold one did, didn't it? So as I look over to here, we have the Thundergold AR, very thin quantity, very strong buy orders, and with its sales history, it's been very stable. It sometimes goes up a little bit, it goes down a little bit, it goes up a bit, yeah, it's good, it's fine. Now, what potentially could become of this? Well, we just saw the likes of that Comic SAR, that's been reaching very high prices. We have a Comic AR right here. And yes, the exact same thing. This is now pushing up to $10. And as we look at its sales history, it's only been going up, and up, and up, and up. And I'm thinking, well, I probably might want to hold out with the likes of my AKs just a little bit longer. It does have quite a lot more listings compared to the SAR, so I wasn't that intrigued to consider wanting to sell mine right now. I thought the SAR probably would have been more interesting. So I decided, you know what, maybe I'm better off holding on to that for a little bit longer, but it couldn't hurt to try it out with the likes of the SAR because there's hardly any listings. I've sold 2 so far today. It's been a few hours. Maybe that's probably okay, maybe it isn't, but from what I'm seeing with the likes of this, I think I still want to wait for July, and then I'll start trying to sell a few more. So that's my conclusion. It was a bit of an investigation. I know it's silly. It's Pixels, Hedge. How can you talk so much about them? Well, you know, there's silly things that keep happening all the time. There you go. So do you understand? I've assessed the situation. I tried to build up as much context as I could, and I realised more specifically with the likes of that skin there, it was being seen as an alternative option to something that was much more expensive. So why don't we consider something that might be effective with newer things that might have appeared? So with the current Rust store that we have right here today, we saw the likes of the Junkernaut Sheet Metal Door being accepted. Now, if you aren't fully well aware, that Sheet Metal Door has transparency and it glows in the dark. And I did bring up that there are 2 skins that have already had that quite recently. Brutalist and Bombshell. And today I decided, you know what, maybe I might want to go ahead and sell some of my Brutalist Sheet Metal Doors, and I've been quite successful. In fact, I think I've sold all of them now. Let me just quickly grab a link before they disappear. Yeah, okay, they're all gone. Actually, I don't know why I did that, because I already have one prepared here. Anyway, so There are 121 listings of these on the Steam market, currently at $4. Now, just to give you an extra little bit of information, on average, most Rust skins have around 100 quantity, alright? On the Steam market, around 100. If it has more than that, that's above average, and if it has less than that, that's below average. Typically, you'd understand, skins that have a lot less quantity can rise up in price a lot easier. And yet still, I look at the likes of this, and it's still very thin with its, quantities, its listings. It could rise up if the demand was there. And guess what? That's exactly what happened. Now, I know I've been making a huge fuss about the likes of the autumn-fall seasonal dip, but we do get other dips during the likes of the year, and the most recent one was the Easter dip. As I scroll down over to here, you can see for yourself that during the period of time of February, March and April, it dipped down pretty badly. But then, since then, it's been rising, rising, rising. I looked at this and I thought, I can't help but assume this very likely might be happening all over again, and with yet another transparent, glow-in-the-dark sheet on the door, I thought maybe it could potentially begin as of now. So I made the decision of, you know what? Yeah, let's go try and see if I can sell some now. And all of that right there, refresh. Okay, please be aware, Steam's not exactly working the best at the moment. If you've seen this yourself, it's affecting everybody. The point I was trying to get across was, yeah, I easily sold them. So, maybe with them selling very easily, I probably might want to just see if they potentially could still rise up a little bit more. Because that really didn't take that long. Yeah, maybe it's probably for the best that I wait it out a little bit longer. If they're selling very well, clearly there's like a lot more demand for them, that could still potentially rise all the way up to $5. And me being me, I'm like, I want more profit. So yeah, I think that's what I'll probably do. I sold a reasonable amount of them, but I still have a lot. I mean, if I go over to here real quickly, if I just quickly type in Brutalist, and you'll see that I have another 40 of them. Okay, it's another situation where I tested the waters, and they sold very well. But from what I've learned from that, maybe I might want to wait another 2 or 3 weeks. July Forcewipe happens, then I go sell them, and maybe they'll go even higher. All right, cool. So, we've just established that that felt like a perfectly fine thing to do. Why don't we take a look at the likes of Redemption Thompsons now? So, what's so special with these? Well, we haven't had any Redemption skins accepted for a sort of reasonable amount of time. I know we recently had the likes of Tier 2, but the skin creator hasn't been submitting anything recently. And, well, with that, I'm under the impression that maybe people will probably start to cool off with the likes of the Redemption skins, most notably weapons and whatnot. So let's quickly go over to here, type in Redemption Collection, and let's just get a quick look at all of that. I didn't type that out properly. Oh, come on, Hedge. You could do better. I know, I'm sorry. Right, Redemption Collection as a whole. We've almost got all the core pieces. We have an abundance of weapons and whatnot. But maybe, just maybe, at some point in the horizon, we'll see Hoodie and Pants being accepted. The skin creator has to produce it. So, that's a nice potential positive on the horizon. So, with the likes of this Thompson here, it was one of the original Redemption skins to be accepted, and many other skins appeared afterwards. And that has had a lot of demand, that has had a lot of barter support, and that is very well established. However, we very likely might not be seeing that many more Redemption skins in the future, and it's got me a fair bit concerned. So today I thought, you know what, yeah, I do want to go list some of these, because I can refer back to the past, last year, and make comparisons. So what you're looking at is the summer of 2023 right here, autumn-fall seasonal dip, post-Christmas, Easter dip, and now the summer. I'm looking at it, and I'm thinking, you know what? I don't really think it's going to be going that much higher. I don't anticipate potentially any new Redemption skins anytime soon. I also do have a lot of these as well. So again, quantity matters. If you have a ton of something, maybe, just maybe, you might want to consider making some listings. And that's just on this account. On another account, I believe I have another 50. So yeah, you can probably put 2 and 2 together. Anyway, back over to here. I was looking at it, and we're matching up to the prices that we saw during the likes of post-Christmas. And I was like, well, I've been buying these for a much cheaper price. I'm happy with the profit. I think I'll just walk away from there. And this is something I really have to get into your heads. If you've made a profit, be happy. Yes, maybe potentially I might have missed out on selling these for an extra 20 pennies. Oh no! But I made profit. And with all that profit, I put that towards new adventures, new investments and whatnot. I've had this mindset for many years now. I'm the guy who bought 50 Christmas lights, yeah, the expensive ones. I bought 50 of them for about $3 each, and I sold them all for $10 profit. But do I sit at night and cry about it every night? No. Do you know what I did with that profit? I invested it into other things. Oh, look, what's this cool thing called Forest Raiders? Guess I'll go buy a whole bunch of that. I'm pretty sure a lot of people would like green clothing and armor in the future. But you get the idea, right? If you've made profit, be happy, move on to the next thing. Don't look back and say, oh no, if I just held on to it for maybe another 5 years, it could have gone up to a ridiculous price. Ah, shut up. Just be happy with what you have. Keep a positive mindset. Keep moving forward, alright? Okay? If you really do feel like something can do better in the future, you don't have to sell. Look for something else to sell. But don't get too attached and don't get too upset if it does sell at a higher price later down the line. You can try your best to investigate, try and figure out if something in the potential future could be accepted that might be a very nice positive influence on all the other skins, but you kind of just have to be a bit realistic with it and think, yeah, maybe it won't really be that much of a difference. I know Hoodie and Pants easily could potentially appear for the rest of this summer, but even then, I own a lot of these. They're already in a positive. They're selling for a much better price than what I bought them for. I think I bought them for like $2 each. So yeah, screw it. I'll sell them for $4, double the price. I'm happy with that. I made a good profit. But if you wait a little bit longer, maybe you might sell them for $6 or something. I've got tons. I can be fine with that. But you might not be the same. So, of course, you will have to think on that maybe a little bit more. And that's fine. Okay? Cool? Right. So, certain things you're going to have to really sit down and make a decision. But in that particular instance, I'm different. So, and I acknowledge that. And I just wanted to point that out. But yeah. And then we have the likes of the 2 tiger masks that are listed. Well, I just listed them because if you go take a look at all the Lunar New Year masks that we have. So if I type this in here, scmm.app, very helpful. Should point that out. Lunar, please. Lunar New Year masks. Is that? Yep, there we are. Perfect. When you look at all of them, they're not all doing perfect, are they? And with the likes of the tiger mask, that sold for a $6.49 price. And I've had to accept that these very likely might not always be perfect. Some of the, well, I mean, I'm very surprised to see Rabbit Mask actually did very nicely there. Doesn't look like it sold that much. But anyway, this right here, I've owned a lot of these for a fairly long time. So as I go over to here we are. We are seeing this currently selling at $3.33. As we look at its lifetime sales, you will see that that's actually doing much better compared to the many years in the past. And it's only been out for 2, but you can see, yeah, okay, that's cool. This is another instance where I was like, I feel like I want to test the waters. I want to see how quickly these might sell. And I'll see what the outcome is like. If it sold quickly, okay, maybe I'll leave it a little bit longer. But it's not really doing a very good job selling. I did only list 2. So with this particular outcome, maybe as time goes on, they will gradually keep rising up in price. But do I really want to hang about? And how many do I own? Tiger, how you doing? We have 25 in this account. It couldn't hurt to just list 3 or 2 or whatever, just to see what it's like. But again, this is me trying to figure out, is it selling nicely? Is the demand there? And as of now, doesn't look like demand's there. And with the likes of my Steam Inventory Helper extension, you can see only 3 have sold today. So, yeah, all good. I'm not sure if it's always going to be like this, but it hasn't exactly done a very good job of retaining its value. And for a long period of time, it sat between $1.50 to $2 for a very long time. So I'm trying to take the opportunity to see if I can sell them, and I'd be happy to walk away with just $3. Because it might take years to finally get to the point where it probably matches up to its Rust Ore price. However, we, of course, will be seeing even more Lunar New Year skins in the future. So will we see the return of the masks in 2025? We shall see. If not, maybe all of these do gradually rise up in price. But I do have to make a consideration, and I just decided to see if I could sell some. So yeah, that wasn't too hard to comprehend. That was pretty straightforward. Cool. I want to hop over to this account real quickly and really get the point across that I have done a pretty good job of selling things. And as I said, with the likes of this account over here, at one point, maybe a month or so ago, it only had maybe at best a few $100s. and after doing a very good job of selling in reasonable amounts, and this is another thing you need to be aware of, I usually sell my skins in batches of 3 to 5. The skin prices have all still kept rising in price because I rode the wave of momentum. Many skins today we saw had very thin listings, very thin quantities, no major resistance. Nobody sat there and listed 100 quantity. I could have done that, but I didn't because that's dumb. I don't want to potentially harm my own potential profits. I want to sell these in small batches, and once they've sold, I'll list another batch of them in small batches. So 3 to 5 listings, that should be fine. More in-demand skins, of course, will buy, and they'll disappear a lot faster, they'll sell quicker, but it's usually best to just let it happen, let it rise, ride the momentum. I mumbled a little bit there, but I'm pretty sure you get the point. Do not sell big fat stacks. Please be patient and you'll be rewarded with much better profits. Okay, cool. So let's now quickly look at the future with a little bit more optimism. What do you mean, Hedge? Well, I have to talk about how once we had an absolutely lovely peak player count for June Forcewipe for 2024, you have to also take into consideration the many potential things that might be coming out for July Forcewipe. In terms of what was produced for June Forcewipe for 2024, we didn't really get that much new content, did we? There was a lot of bug fixes, quality of life changes and whatnot. That was cool. But new content? We didn't see that much, did we? And, well, we could have had bikes. We could have had, well, tigers. Apparently, panthers now. Yeah, panthers. Cool. What could that be implying? We also had the likes of the travelling vendor. We also had the likes of what appears to be some sort of new snowmobile, a skidoo. We also had the likes of Radtown Redux, a brand new monument, technically speaking. And then we, of course, had the hood and cuffs. This was content that's been mentioned in the past for a reasonable amount of time, but wasn't ready for June. But it very likely will be ready for July. I don't know what they're cooking, but there's a lot of stuff on the horizon, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people will be wanting to jump in and look at all that new stuff in July, alright? We saw very good numbers for July last year, and I wouldn't be surprised if we surpass it again this year. And we potentially could go up even higher. And Ruskin prices could potentially go up even higher. Oh yeah, it's looking very, very optimistic. So remember what I always say, please keep an eye on the commits. Look in the description of this video, you'll see a link to it, and you can keep track of all of it, and then lead up to July Forcewipe. Things potentially will be very, very nice. Okay, so we got that point across. I don't know what's going on with this tiger situation, but there's lots of rumours about potentially a new biome. Well, it was quite literally mentioned in their roadmap. Facepunch had a roadmap back in, January of this year, and they implied that they want to get a new biome set up. Where do tigers and panthers live in? Well, I'll let you to imagine that. But yeah, lots of interesting new content on the horizon, and it's very likely to get a lot of very curious, interested people wanting to jump in. So yeah, the future is looking bright. And potentially, maybe you might want to wait a little bit longer, and then we consider selling our skins then. And of course, I've also got to bring this up. When is next Steam sale? Well, it happens to be at the very end of June. Yeah, for 2 weeks. As of the 27th of June, we will have the summer sale. Rust will be back on sale, and potentially a lot of people will be buying it. Probably naughty people that might have been banned, but still, potentially a lot more newer people, alright? So everything's lining up for everything to work out ever so nicely. And maybe, just maybe, you could probably look at the likes of your much more expensive valuable items, your valuable skins, and consider, you know what? Maybe it couldn't hurt to try and sell that now. So I feel like I've pretty much said everything that needed to be said. I could quickly go over to the likes of my other account here real quickly, look at that inventory. I could, as a very quick example, and you can do this too, right? Here's the Dragon Rage hoodie. Do I want to sell it now? So let's just get a quick look at you. You're currently selling for around $7. Perfect. You have very strong buy orders. Okay, now let's look at its sales history. Let's just see where it currently stands with its current price in the past. And what do I see? Oh, that's not very pretty, is it? Huh. I wonder what went wrong. Well, you know what? I could actually answer this very quickly right now. Why did the likes of this Dragon Rage hoodie go from here all the way down to here, and then down to there? Well, Dragon Rage used to be the go-to blackout budget option. Then, during the summer of 2023, Pirate Collection appeared. And then during the likes of December, Legacy Kevlar appeared. So this no longer holds that spot of the budget alternative option for blackout, but it's still fairly in demand. So realistically speaking, if we peaked at around $7 for the likes of post-Christmas just a few months back, and we're already in this sort of position, maybe it probably isn't too bad of an idea to consider selling this now. Or maybe hold out until July. I just had a big lovely fuss talking about this lovely potential period of time in July where we're going to have all this new content being added. All right, fair enough. But for me, I've got tons of skins. I might just sell it. But you can understand, that wasn't too hard to comprehend and figure out. Yeah, I might know a lot of other things to kind of help me out with a decision, but I have skins brain rot. I'm sure you could probably tell that by now. But yeah, just try and investigate a little bit, and you can probably figure out whether it's a good idea to sell your skins right now, wait it out a little bit longer, or consider holding your skins for a much longer period of time. It was a bit of a ramble. Hedge does that all the time. You knew what you're walking into, but it is what it is. You will probably look at the time of this video, and you'll realise why I made a separate video for the original one back over here, because this has gone on for 30 minutes now. I'm sorry, I get it, but I'm sure with everything I've just yapped about, you can now look at your own skins and do the exact same thing. Guys, you might not be able to sell every single thing that you have, but I'm sure you understand, so as long as you have a reasonable amount of profit, hold out until October time and jump back in again, you'll be okay, right? I can only offer you the best of luck. Best of luck with you and your investments. Best of luck with all of your sales. Please be responsible with your listings. Try your best not to unload every single skin you own at the exact same time. Please consider selling in small batches of 3 to 5. That's all we can say, all right? I hope you enjoy the summer. I hope you enjoy all the new content on the horizon. Why are we getting tigers and panthers in Rust? I don't know, but we'll wait and see. Catch you later. See you and goodbye.